Hello and welcome into the show. It is Friday. This is a Laird Social Club members only stream, at least as it's live. We'll see. I don't know if I'm going to open this one up to everybody else. If I do, or if I don't, thank you for being a member of the Laird Social Club and getting into this one live. If you are watching this back, because I did happen to open it, you should get in. You should join. There's a link in the description of the video. It's patreon.com/Andrew M. Laird. Help support all of the content that I do and just helps keep the lights on, stuff like that. And speaking of keeping the lights on, that's kind of going to be the topic of today. Kind of. We'll see. We'll see where I go with it. Thanks everyone for coming in. JPS, it's Friday, rum and coke in hand, pants off, an hour with Laird before heading to the pub. Life is good. I used to be a huge rum and coke fan, and I don't think I could even smell rum to this day. Or today. Ryan Walter, what's up? Sorare Soul on the podium. Congratulations to you, Pico Player and Harry Trades. Just short. But appreciate you guys coming in. I had two different people ask me if there was going to be a stream today because I didn't post this one until late. And the answer was like, of course there was going to be one, but the morning kind of got away from me, or not so much the morning got away from me, but I had stuff to do. I was doing stuff, and Harry's story of my life. Part of it was watching Harry, actually. I was watching the deadline show as I did my lineups today. I tried to get my lineups done kind of earlier in the week, particularly the in-season ones, and then I use the 2-hour deadline show, which should absolutely be on the Sorare channel. I just don't understand why they don't do it. But anyway, so I kind of like make my final lineups. I do all-star and some arenas, and I do that mostly on Friday. But it's funny because it feels like the more that I look ahead to matchups and putting lineups in for in-season, I get to Friday and I'm like, oh, let's see if there are any like lineup things that switched. And all of a sudden guys are at 0%. 10% to start. And I'm like, what the hell? This guy was 90% yesterday, or maybe it was never 90. But it just feels like I'm constantly trying to get ahead. And then I end up spending more time trying to adjust based on like, oh, now I have to just find a guy who's going to play so that I don't get relegated. Or now I have to change this lineup so that my top one with the guy that I thought was going to play is now not, and I have to rearrange everything. And it's just a weird time on Friday morning because I'm like, I thought I was so ready and I'm just not. It's morning for me. The deadline's 10 a.m. Eastern. So that's when I end up doing the lineups. But Philly Dilly, what's up? Good afternoon. It's not, oh, it is afternoon, obviously, since I started noon. Sean Kennedy and Dobbsy, good to see you guys. Appreciate all the support today and always, to be honest. I was prepared for that sip of coffee to be a lot hotter than it was. It's not cold, but it's a bad start. Anyway, so I basically spent 2 hours playing Sorare today, meaning like doing my lineups, watching Harry and Quinny. And I'm not going to sit here and call that work, even though it's a pretty big foundation of the work that I do. But and then I had some other stuff to do. I do a little work with RotoWire still, as I'm wearing this nice little fleece that they gave me a couple years ago. But I do some stuff for them on Fridays, which is kind of a result of like how I wanted to help them and just the timing of things. And then I was getting all these notifications for my MFL matches because there were some cut matches today. It's a double game day. So I'll have to then do my lineups because I just kind of like to see what happens with everybody's fatigue after the cup games before I do the league game lineups. And then I got my Football.Fun player rankings out, which I do for every weekend. And it's just a busy morning. And I just didn't get around to posting the stream in early enough. So my bad on that. But also, it's not like I was just sitting around doing nothing. Haven't gone outside yet today. I've taken 1,800 steps. And that's not true. I did go outside because I had to drive my youngest daughter to school. She normally takes the bus, but they have running club today. And so I had to bring her to school extra early. And then I've basically just been busy since then. But it kind of led into the topic that I wanted to talk about today of just kind of like how we spend our time doing all these games. And actually, I'll add in that I've seen a number of people get all excited because the new Football Manager is out. And people are like, yeah, I've already done an hour on it or a couple hours. And other people are like, I can't get it now because once I start, like that's all I'm going to do. And I never played Football Manager, so it's not like I'm dying to go buy this latest version that is a year late. But it got me thinking just about the time of things. And it actually came up a little bit during my Football.Fun stream yesterday with AJ. If anybody is interested in Football.Fun, I thought yesterday's conversation was pretty good, just in terms of getting a deeper idea of how to play the game. I will also say, genuinely, if you are interested at all in Football.Fun, I think now is a better time to join than what we saw previously. If you're looking just to kind of explore the game as it's meant to be played, everything that has happened basically up until last week, where it was a launch phase and it was like super volatile for the market. And I had told a number of people that if that sort of thing turns you off, and I totally understand if it does, just wait a little bit. And I think you can, like, the waiting period is over. I think if you're interested in another fantasy football product that is very, very different to Sorare, even though the scoring matrix is kind of the same, but after that, it's quite different. I'd be happy to talk to you about it because I obviously do some content for Football.Fun. I also play it quite heavily compared to the other games that I play. And so, yeah, if you're interested, just hit me up and we can talk about it. Jack Daniels making an appearance. What's up? Philly Dilly said, I haven't sat down with a new footy manager yet. Can't wait. Yeah, I'm curious, like, for people who jumped into MFL because of the lack of a new football manager, what they think about both of them now. Sorry, and I just got a notification on Discord for somebody asking if I was going to sell my Haspelot for cash, which seems like a very random question, given that he's not even listed. I imagine there are plenty of Haspelots on the market. But hey, love to hear that people want them. Anyway, so I just have been kind of thinking of where my own time is being spent over the course of a week. And I do have certain, like, content deliverables that I'm responsible for. Obviously, I do like Sorare Spotlight every Monday, and that's going to thankfully continue for a while. Which I'm very excited about because, obviously Sorare has been the foundation of my content for quite a while now, and being able to do content for them is kind of cool. But at the same time, the content, like the Sorare content that I prefer to do, is like on this channel, and doing it for like Laird Social Club and Patreon members. That's where I really want to do all of my content. Like, ideally, that's what all of my content would be that. And the difficulty with that is there's just not enough people. And I think I've talked about this before, and I'm not going to like lament all of that. But it's kind of like the big reason why I'm so pro supporting content creators. And it's not even just like, hey, join mine. Obviously, people who are watching this live have already joined, and hopefully you guys enjoy what you get out of it. But it's another reason. It's the reason why I support other content creators, why I've, been a member of Quinny's channel I'm on my 47th month. I haven't checked this. I didn't check today to see if I ticked over to 48, because I can't for the life of me find like the day I joined. But it's the reason I'm a member of Harry's YouTube channel, and a number of others. I feel like I have subscribed to like 17 Mike Zakarian channels, but I think it's important, or the reason why I think it's important to support content creators, and the more time that I spend kind of learning about content creators, the more I find it necessary, at least from my perspective, to support them. And so um, they're like the part of the process of being a content creator is just kind of seeing what other people are doing, whether it's within the Sorare space, within MFL, within Football.Fun, whatever it is, or something completely different, and just seeing like what's working for them, and the struggles that they go through when it comes to content creation. And it's part of the reason why I've started doing some more pre-recorded videos, and uh, I'm trying to do the rookie card challenge that way, because it just didn't feel like it was content that it was necessary to be a live stream for for at least an hour every week. I don't think um, I don't think that was just the right delivery for that challenge. And I am tinkering with the idea of doing like a league, like my basically tracking each in-season competition that I'm playing in each week, and just kind of giving an update. And I was thinking basically like the live streams would be kind of talking about the platforms of that I play on, and then the pre-recorded videos are kind of like the results of of being on those platforms, if that makes sense. Um, but one of the big things that comes about, excuse me, um, when you're learning about content creation, is how much content is being created with the backing of like sponsors or affiliate deals and stuff like that. And like obviously like MFL and Football.Fun help sponsor my channels and my content. Sorare do not. I'm technically an affiliate of Sorare, and I'm fairly certain I've signed up exactly 0 people since I became an affiliate, which is something that I told them. I was like, I don't know why you would want me in the affiliate program, because I feel like most of the content I do on Sorare is not very introductory. It's for people who have played the game for a while and either want to hear somebody talk about their processes, or the platform and having guests on. But it's not like, here's how to create your first lineup. And I just don't do that. And I don't think I would be good at it. And I don't think it's a great use of time for me. But the to going back to the supporting content creators, the reason why uh, I I prefer to support content creators is because the more that you can directly support a content creator, the less they have to rely on sponsorships. And content is almost impossible to do without them, particularly when you're someone like me who focuses on like niche products like Web3 fantasy football. There are just not enough people in the world who would watch. And there are people who can make videos that get tens of millions of views, and they can make money from YouTube that way. And most content creators just aren't that way. And so they have to rely on sponsorships. And the best way to kind of not have to rely on sponsorships so much is direct support from viewers. And again, that's why that's so important. But it also means that if you're not able to have enough people who are supporting you directly, now you just have other jobs to do. And that's like Fridays is like my like tougher day. Tough is not the right word. It's busier, because I do some, like I said, outside work for RotoWire. It's the Football.Fun rankings. I'm like constantly trying to think of stuff to do that's a little different for MFL content. And it's it just kind of comes to a head on Fridays, which again is why I posted this one late. Sean Kenny said, not doing rookie challenge live means people can't goad you into buying cards, though. That's a good point. Although the way that, like, you could still leave a comment, and me, I'll just look at them anyway. We all used your code years ago. I don't think I signed up that many people to Sorare. I signed up at least 30 because when I joined, you needed to get to 30 in order to win a unique, which I did. But I guess we could check how many I've actually done. Like I've definitely signed up way more people to MFL than I have Sorare, which is kind of funny. 40. That can't be right. Cards 38 cards earned. So yeah, it's like I've 40 people I've gotten to sign up to Sorare and then spend whatever they had to spend. Um, Apparently 175 people hit my link, but like most of these are probably expired. But like the successful ones, not to call anyone out, but let's see. Anyone or see it, save it. He's Patrigal, kicks and dribbles. Your name, Tuggy, TMO there. Oh, that's probably TM right there. And yeah, PSU. PSU who won a when I joined and you could refer people, you would each person would get a rare card. Limiteds didn't exist. And so I'm pretty sure PSU got a Churkey back then, which is pretty nice. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Trip and B. Oh, I missed it. Yeah, Trip and B. Mike Baston, longtime lurker, first time chatter. Good to see you. Thanks off. Surely too cold for the pants off today. um, so yeah, so that's sorry to like go on a whole spiel about why supporting content creators is important, but I genuinely think it is, and it's mostly because it allows people the freedom to create the content that they want to do, and like I don't necessarily create. Yeah, I thought that was TMO. What's up? I don't necessarily create content just to get paid, but it is my job. And so I think it's one of those weird things that, so I was listening to a podcast yesterday. I haven't even finished it. I don't know if you guys are, this is one of those weird things where I'm going to say, like, I don't know if you guys know this person that has like millions of followers, but like, I don't really know. But I was listening to a Colin Samir episode with Casey Neistat, and like I never watched Casey Neistat, and so and they talk about him like he's like some sort of streaming revolutionary, but um I didn't, or the conversation was like basically there are too many people who are making content now just to make money, and he's like I appreciate there used to be like an art to it, and I don't necessarily think there's an art to live streaming, but I think there is like a skill to it. And I'd like to think that my skills have gotten better live streaming over the years. But he was like, I think there are just too many people who don't necessarily create content, like good content that happens to get compensated for. It's like they create content in order to get compensated, which is why people don't necessarily make the content they want to make, but they make content that they think more people will want to watch. And that's a big difference, particularly with just the way that you frame your content, and it's the reason why people do the O faces on all their thumbnails, because those are the ones that people want to watch. And the most popular YouTube videos now are just like these extreme challenges and with thumbnails that look outrageous because people click on them, and that's how they pay bills. And I think if people liked whoever was doing the content enough and supported them, like they wouldn't do stuff like that. But it is stuff like, can I eat like this 48-pound sandwich in 10 minutes? And it's like, I don't know if I really want to watch that, but there are enough people in the world that do. And so people keep doing that type of content, and which makes it tougher to get stuff like, hey, do you want to watch a video about rookie card JPEGs? Eh? Eh? Um, and so that's kind of like what the things that I've been thinking about is lately in terms of content, because I play different games and I like talking about them. And from a content perspective, I don't necessarily always just want to talk about like what I'm doing. And I appreciate that there are people who are interested in that and are interested in just seeing like how somebody plays a game. But I also really like talking about platforms as a whole and stuff like that. And I I'm like super grateful that there are people out there who are willing to pay for that kind of content, or at least pay to just like support it. Obviously, like this stream is just for people who, or at least now the live stream is just for people who are willing to support that content. And um, hopefully somebody watching back is like, you know what, I would either like to participate in that live chat or just like to participate in that community. And so we'll see. Sorry, I could just caught this line out of the corner of my eye from the live chat. My chestnut's roasting, but not on open fire. But so apparently, um, oh, Mike just has the heat on. Okay. Okay. Anyway, 25 degrees Celsius. I don't know how hot that is. 77 Fahrenheit. That's pretty warm. At least like to have the heat on. I think 25C is like 1,000. I think it's a little below that. A little below that. Fraxy, what's up? So yeah, it was like one of the things also is like one of the topics that came up after the stream yesterday with AJ. And so if you are like a longtime Sorare person, you probably know who AJ is, like A.J. He was a Blackpool guy long ago. I actually own a bunch of his original River Plate cards from my collection where he bought them on auction and then he got out. But when I was talking to him, I was like, the tough thing for me right now is I think about Football.Fun a lot more than I thought I would. And it's like, I just really enjoy that platform. And because I think partially because it's so new, it provides a lot of different things that I just didn't have. And it's not necessarily things that I was like, man, I wish Sorare had this. They are both fantasy football platforms, but this week's like Halloween cards made me realize, like, truly appreciate how different they are. And I'm starting to like wonder what Sorare is. Because I've long just been like, oh yeah, it's a fantasy platform where you use cards. And all of a sudden we have like potions. And I'm just like, I don't know what this is anymore. Obviously it's foundationally a fantasy football and NBA and MLB platform, but it's it's been different from any other platform for a long time. But I'm looking at this now and I'm like, what are we doing? Like, what are we playing? And I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm not necessarily trying to win a jersey that says cursed on it, but it's just very different. It's just very, very different. Panini crossed with FIFA. I don't even know if that's right. Yeah, Philly Dilly, potions are for something. I read it like 3 times and I still don't know what it means. But you basically have potions as part of clues for crafting. And I don't know why. I don't know why. 59 degrees in the house, still telling the wife it's not cold enough to turn the heat on. It was 62 it is 62 now. I like a cold room, to be honest. Get the PJs and hoodie on. Fair enough. Need a breakdown on this NBA quick play. So it's funny you say that, Sean. I am going to do that because I read that and I was like, wait a minute. This seems pretty cool. I haven't bought any NBA cards and I basically hadn't planned on it. But I saw this like quick play thing and I was like, is this common? And then I was like, oh, maybe it's not. Anyway, let's do that because I was kind of interested in this as somebody who was not going to play. So let's see. So we're constantly evolving the way managers play, compete, and connect with their favorite sports. Blah, blah, blah. Meet Quick Play, a fast paced challenge built to test your instincts and how well you know your cards and players. Should cure DNPs, is what Sorare says. What is like this Quick Play? Anyway, Quick Play is a limited time game mode running from October 31st through the end of November that lets managers chase targets and build streaks for growing rewards. Each streak has managers pick 1 to 3 in season cards from your gallery and take on a scoring target based on that card's L15 average, shown as a plus X target in product. Hit the target to claim your prize and extend your streak. If there are still more games that night, choose a new player and chase multiple targets in a single night. That's cool. Miss a target and your streak resets, but every successful run brings you closer to bigger rewards. The twist? Each target gets progressively tougher, but the rewards scale up even faster. That makes sense. Hit 5 targets in a row and unlock a mega reward worthy of a true hot streak. So the top prize is $2,000. This is, I don't, okay. So you pick one card, and if you beat the L10 by 5 points, you win a $2 market credit. And then once you hit that, you pick 2 cards that have to beat their L10 by 5 points. I assume that means both of them. You get a $5 market credit. If you do it 3 times, then you have 3 cards that have to beat their L10 by 5 points, and you win $20. 3 cards. Wait a minute. You just do it again? 3 cards beat their L10 by 5 points, get $200. And then 3 cards to beat their L10 by 7 points, and you get $2,000. Does that seem too easy to anyone else? It's also weird that steps 3 and 4 are the same. 3 cards beat L10 by 5. Now, I feel like I'm missing something here. How it works, hit the score target. So here's an example. If you have Anthony Davis, who has an L10 of 44, and you have to hit the target of 49, each player is an L10. So they do it just slightly higher. For players with an L10 of 20 or lower, their target will be set at 25 or 27, depending on the level you're at. So that's exactly what I was wondering, because I was like, wait a minute, you just get a bunch of rookies. 12 times in a row, you need to hit to get +5 on their L10. If a player hits or exceeds the target at each level, you win after the game ends. So this is like, okay. Win multiple picks in a row to build a streak and unlock even bigger rewards the longer the streak. Yep, up to $2,000 in cash. Managers can only use in-season cards that aren't in a lineup, not listed on the market, and unsealed. Limited rare, super rare, and unique cards can be used, but rewards don't change. Streaks reset on Friday each week. Get to level 5 before time runs out. Rewards may be claimed in ETH. Over time, we notice many managers really enjoy daily picker missions. They capture everything that makes Sorare special in a single game: strategic play, skillful decisions, and the excitement of seeing your player hit their mark. Quick Play was designed to build on that experience with a simpler, more accessible, and engaging way to compete. Unlike pro competitions that require a full lineup of 5 cards, Quick Play lets you start with just 1. No need to worry about XP, MVP selections, or collection bonuses. It's a faster route to rewards for seasoned managers and the easiest way for newcomers to jump into Sorare NBA and begin their journey. Simply pick a single card from your gallery, test your basketball instincts against scoring targets, and experience the thrill of competition and rewards every day. Your game, your streak, your rewards. starting October 31st, that's next Friday, a week from today. Every day brings a new shot at glory. Whether you're chasing your first streak or gunning for that mega reward, Quick Play brings daily excitement back to the court. This sounds really cool. So Pico Player says 12 times in a row you need to get L5 on their L10, but you really only need 3 cards, technically. Obviously, you would pick more than 3. So this helps sales because you want your good cards in lineups, but now you might want to dupe for quick play. Well, the good cards have high L10s, so they're not necessarily like great cards for quick play. But as you can see here, I am literally now looking at the market. Blue Tomato said, but why does it sound so simple? I bet it won't, but I feel strong. I know better. I agree. I'm trying to think of so how much do these guys these are probably guys who are bad for this, other than Cooper Flag. Oh no, but what did he score in his first game? So he's in the 20. So he's actually a bad one because he'd be anyone below 20. But let's see here. I mean, I'm just going to go to my favorite team. Whoops. How much do Knicks cards cost? Jalen Brunson, $44. Now, granted, he's got a 41 L10, excuse me, and has yet to reach that. The only thing is that it has to be within a week, but also that sounds possible. Also because you can do it multiple times in a night. I know that's a bit harder, but prices dropped significantly already. Guys like Turner or Porzingis are currently the ones you would choose, but in a week they should have a higher L10. Yeah. But again, like Luka L10 of 51, 56 which beat it, and 76 which beat it. It is a bit harder to do it multiple times in a night. Yeah, I mean you have to time it perfectly basically. Unless you yeah. And these are instant buy prices, which are higher. I had no idea Porzingis was in Atlanta. Yeah, Aaron Gordon dropped a 50 spot last night, right? And still didn't win. I think I would have to. That's a cool card or a cool look. 76 isn't calculated on Luka for the next L10. Yeah. I mean, obviously it'll go up. Get skinny Zion. Good for him. Ozempic Zion. Anyway, that's a cool idea. I feel like I would have to plan it out. But what's nice about it is the lack of lineups is nice. Trae Young at 49 seems high. Not having to not having to build lineups. Lineups are the hardest thing for me on NBA because I can't I just can't be there at the deadline to worry about all these lineups. If I only had to worry about 3 cards, the Pico Player, I totally agree with you. Strategy will probably be injury report, then getting whoever gets the bump in minutes. Yeah. But only having to worry about 3 guys, theoretically. This sounds like something that will take up your time. How on topic. Yeah, you're right, Mike. You're not right. You're not wrong. So Blue Tomatoes, the Ozempic Zion line, I messaged Mike Zakarian right after the Zion, there was a press conference and everyone was like, oh my God, he's so skinny. And I was like, do you think Zion is on Ozempic? And he was like, no, I think he just like worked his ass off to get in shape. And I was like, are you sure? Reckon they've launched this now after the match fixers have been arrested. Now they're safe to do it. Yeah, that is interesting to me. That is very interesting to me. Actually, can I sort this by L10? Here we go. Like, I really like the NBA. I don't like watch a ton of it. Jamal Murray, 22. Oh, 39 L15. But yeah, that's an interesting one. $22 I was noticing. Yeah, that's cool. That's very cool. I wonder. Yeah. That's tempting. I'm not going to lie. I mean, like I said, I like the NBA. I basically just watch the Knicks. I don't watch a ton of NBA. And maybe this is going to get me to watch the NBA bit every day, just to like, so I'm up to date on everything. Fun idea. Chet is $44, huh? Can't even reach his L. Oh no, he did. Oh wait, L10 of 35 and 30 is tight. Sorare said, might set myself a challenge of trying to play this with just the 10 players I now know from watching Starting Five on Netflix. I haven't watched Starting Five. Is that like, is it like the Drive to Survive NBA edition? It's definitely something that should add appeal to more stateside managers, maybe more difficult to maximize opportunities on this side of the pond. Yeah, that's fair. Although there's a decent like NBA community in Europe, like that follows it. Man, Colin Sexton can't even like fit in his card. I'm like very, very intrigued by this. I'm going to end up spending some time after the stream. Maybe I'll talk to Mike about it. Let me see what he says. Hold on. What's this thing called? What's this game called? Quick Play? Okay. Was absolutely not expecting to talk Sorare NBA on this stream. Here we are. And it doesn't start till next week. So I don't have to YOLO into cards now. I got a bunch of streaks going this week. Trying to get the third streak on League On. If I get that one, I think it's $50. And I throw that right into NBA. Why not? Welcome to Sorare NBA, Laird. Glad to meet you. I have tons of Sorare NBA cards. I'm offended. These are all mine. I go way back. See? I've got the Ryan Archidiacono, one of 5,000 limited. NBA is greater than football at the moment because NBA just started. Have you been doing the daily missions Easy Essence? I haven't been. No, I haven't been. But I'll try it. What is this? What do we got? Oh, wait, I'll make myself a little smaller here. Limited, not easy, but very achievable. Pick up to 3 players if the player's L10 is 21 plus, score 5+ points. Player's L10, I mean, this is the same. Is this just in season? No, it doesn't look like it. Okay. If a player's L10 is 21 or higher, score 5 plus fantasy points above the L10. If it's lower than 20 or 20 or less, score 25 plus. Win 50 essence per correct pick. Okay. So it just needs to be what? Plus 5. So Scotty Barnes needs to score 40. Looks like that's easy. Can I pick Scotty Barnes twice? You know I'm trying. And Porzingis is 17, which means he needs to hit like a 40 something, which is outrageous. Who else we got? So Jalen Brunson has to get a 46 tonight. I play Boston. Is that what that says? Yeah. I'd like to think that's an easy one. What else do we have? Jaren Jackson. I don't have a Wemby. Trey Murph. Porzingis needs 26. I don't think that's right. Doesn't Porzingis, if a player's L10 is 20 or less, which his is, score 25 plus. Oh, 25 plus. I thought it was 25 over his L10. Excuse me. Oh, can't pick Scotty Barnes twice. Unbelievable. Who else did we have? No, Alexander Walker. They're going to suck me right back in, aren't they? These mother. They just know how to get me, guys. I'm just the definition of a Sorare degen. Who else we got here? There's DeMar DeRozan. That seems high. Steph? Do we just hope for a Steph explosion? Oh, wait, Draymond, less than 20. Oh, so he has to get 26? 37, 31. I'll try Draymond. Okay, that's fun. Oh, is it just one scarcity? You can't do it like per scarcity? Rookie cards only, please. I don't know how many rookie cards, like card edition. Oh, I do. Who we have? These guys? Colin Gillespie might be the only one still actually playing in the league. We have any rookie? Chris Murray? Why not? Oh, tons of them. More Gillespie. This guy right here just signed like $150 million contract. Something insane like that. 5 years, $125 million. This guy. $125 million. What a time to be alive. Anyway, thank you for pushing me onto those missions. I haven't done my football ones either. We can illustrated Halloween, MLS in season overperform picker. And I have nobody. Great. Oh well. Brown's been great the past 2 seasons. One of the reasons the Nuggets won the championship. I mean, he's been fine. He's not in like their top 3 best players, though. Do we look for the Claverbore clean sheet? Oh, wait, Paris FC. Here we go. Cabal. I'm just going to take them all. I'll do Cambadio. And do we have anyone? Oh, and Messi. This game is tonight? Messi's tonight? And NBA, NFL contracts are wild, but I guess with the amount of ads and no transfer fees, it makes sense. The NFL ones are tiny compared to the NBA ones. Now, there are significantly more NFL players, and most of the reason why some of the numbers look big is because they're not really Um, not really like none of them are guaranteed. So you'll see these huge numbers, but they're actually not that big. Um, so anyway, let's see. This is we got Teddy Tuma, and this is just the XP one. Oh, Modric is in today. I didn't know that. And then Messi. Tuma, Modric, and Messi. Gotta love that. Oh, Sam Larson's today. And now I'm just going to have to pick guys with torn ACLs. Teams have to spend the money within the rules for salary cap unless you're Steve Ballmer. Yeah, and then you get to spend more. Oh, actually, trying to see my Bundesliga, who's joining me here. TMO and Luigi. I really hope I could get to 380 or whatever it is. Yeah, I think I saw something about Tyreek Hill had a big guaranteed amount, but then had a bad injury. Also, unless you're Inter Miami. That's true. That's true. Yeah, that's why you don't see very many like guaranteed contracts because of the injuries in NFL. But yeah, I went heavy in Challenger for this game week. I have 4 lineups, and I just really, I don't know. I got some like streak envy. Did Carl Rusher score and it's not Marvin? Come on, Marvin. Anyway. Yeah, I just like I don't know. I don't know. I'm certainly not going to touch Prem. Yeah. I'm on the 4th streak in contender and challenger, and I'm not even going to look how I fail. I mean, maybe you'll get there. I'm going for, this is weird that it doesn't tell you like which level you're on. Obviously, like the dollar amount changes, but why not just show me? Yeah, so I'm going for the 3rd streak in Ligue 1. Is this the 2nd streak? 3rd streak in MLS. 1st in Bundesliga, 1st in contender. I thought I was on this. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah, because they're smaller. So I'm going for the 2nd in those. Yeah. I bought some contender cards. I did exactly what I said I wasn't going to do, and I bought some contender European cards. And I think it's mostly that I just am looking for more XP and essence, which sounds so pathetic. Especially since I can't craft anything good anyway. Bought the striker earlier from them, and he's in my 3rd lineup. Well, at least he's in a lineup. Should we craft a cursed card? I did this yesterday on stream too, and I was just bored. Can we break the cursed streak and get like a good card out of a craft somewhere? Nope. Is that Salzburg or Leipzig? Oh, that's actually helpful. 3 stars and I guess he has played. That's actually very helpful. Who did I miss out on? Dante, who's a 1 star now. And this guy, Baidu. But I have a small Leipzig collection, and this is actually quite helpful now. I wonder if that pushed me over. Did that get me to 2% on its own? Because that's like a, where did that card go? Here we go. 50 points. So I was at 180. Oh, so of course I'm like too short. 20 short, excuse me. Doesn't apply for this game week anyway. How far away am I? A couple days? 2 weeks from getting this to 3%. All right, that was helpful. I don't know anything about this kid. They must be new though, because this is only 106 of 1,000. Doesn't look like much of a footballer compared to David Raum. I'm only in Prem because of crafting them to get me started. Xhaka, Chris Wood, Mamardashvili, and Robert Sanchez. That's who you crafted? Or, yeah. And I have, where did I have those Leipzig cards? Here we go. Yeah, my top lineup right here. Galashi and Rom. I'm only in Prem because I hate money. Don Q said it's insane how few cards we need now to get a respectable bonus due to the specials. Yeah, so like that card I just crafted was 50 points, and it'll be 70 in 30 days. Right? It's 20 once you hit. Is that right? Now I'm questioning it. 30 days. Yeah, 20 points. Yeah, so somebody was saying that you need, what was it, 4 of these Halloween cards as the first owner, and you're there at 3%. Wow, you crafted all those. Good. That's awesome, Mike. Yeah, I've been basically trying to build up these. Like I'm at 5% for Sporting, 4% for Benfica, and 3% for Porto. I thought I was. It's 500 for that. I also shared this in the Discord for those of you who are not in the Discord. It was amazing to me that Diogo Costa is the goalkeeper for Porto, and his backups are Diogo Fernandez and João Costa, like Diogo Costa. It would be great if like the other goalie was João Fernandez, but it's Claudio Ramos and Gonzalo Ribeiro. But unfortunately, and I built a 3% Fenner collection because I hate myself. But now all of the how much does it cost to level up? Let's see. $15 to level up, and that's 4 cards. Is that even right? 70. I need 180 points. Yeah. That's actually not that bad. And then if I wanted to level up Porto, I only need 3 cards for more money. So fewer cards for more money. That sounds fun. The unfortunate thing is that I basically bought all of these like bottom of the barrel guys. I guess they were cheaper. But yeah, these are the this is how I'm attacking Challenger. With three Portuguese, the top 3 Portuguese sides. And I don't even really have much, like I have everybody you would want from Sporting, and I think everybody you'd want from Benfica. Realistically, the lineup is like Trubin, Otamendi. I'm not even sure you do want any of the midfielders, but Bernache is pretty good. And then Pavlidis and someone. I didn't even play a full Benfica stack in this game week. I played those 3, Trubin, Otamendi, Pavlidis, and then, Modric and Trincao. I have 2 Trincaos. So I did a full Sporting stack, full Fenner stack, and then Costa, Bednarik. I could have bought Kiwior, but I didn't. And there's Bernache, Victor Gomez, who I won or crafted, I don't remember, and Simsier. Yorkie Will said, I'm just bidding and buying cards for spins and credits. Ultimate Degen. I don't want any of them. Yeah, you are a Degen. I don't really want any of the cards, but here we are. The non-stars don't seem to be going for much more, right? Like I have a Monaco collection, which I said to somebody the other day was like the worst decision I've made on Sorare. Oh, it's actually right there. So it's at 4%. So if I just bought 2 of these, it gets to 5%. Some of the Halloween cards are pretty cheap now. Yeah, I don't know if they're cheap or they're just not as much as they were. Like this is Zakaria, $10 last auction, or no. So he was what, $5? Like he's doubled in price and still injured. There's Neuer for 69. I sold mine for like 92. I've never heard of some of these guys. I guess I should just stop looking at all of them. Although I'm going to have to get into, or I'm now into Contender. I was going to buy some more, but then they did this promo and now cards are more expensive. But I bought this Magdeburg stack, Ryman, Hugonet, and Atik. I don't even know. I had this Ishihara card. I had somebody else here and took him out, and I regret it immediately. But the reason I'm doing it is because I have a ton of guys like this, like Barco, good Contender players that I play in All-Star, like Teddy Tuma, Wendell, Douglas Santos, Florian Tardu, Felipe, Juan Brunetta, 2 Marvin Vonnetzeks, 2 Cecinias, Evian, JPH. Like I just have too many Contender guys that obviously you see I'm playing an All-Star, but we'll see. Yeah, Atik, I don't even know how you say it, has been frustrating, but I just bought him, so he's turning. He's like moving in the right direction. Like this 56 and 65 without a decisive in the last 2 games, and this next matchup's like decent. So I bought Lille, but done nothing yet. Don't really follow Ligue 1. Are Marseille the best this season outside of PSG so far? Yeah, Marseille were definitely the better team, the best team outside of PSG. But I also have a Lille collection. I'm at 4% this year. Part of the reason I did this is I have their goalie. I have the one of. So he was 110 collection points because it's the one of 100 and the jersey mint, and I bought it from the auction. I was like, oh, I may as well just do that. But the only guys I played are Ozair and Haraldson and Fernandez Pardo. Broholm I haven't played at all. He got hurt. I don't even know who these other guys I bought in like a level up purchase. Bentaleb, Torre, Mandy, Burlett, and Fernandez. Maybe Calyard was there. I don't even know. Yeah, 110 is great. Like so, Bodart started the season for them, and this Ozair guy didn't have a card when like all the early access cards launched, so it came late. So I mean, I wouldn't say I got it for cheap, but it was cheaper than the one of hundreds of like, or one of thousands of other goalies in Ligue 1. Let's see. Yeah, wow, this looks great. So I spent 46.96 on that card, and like he went up to somebody instant bought for 130. But this was August 18th. So if you look at like some other, and actually Chevalier is a bad example because he wasn't on PSG when it started. But like, well, actually, we just look at Bodart. Bodart's first card for the season was, what was that? August 18th was Ozair. And Bodart's was August 4th. So like almost 2 weeks. So I think people just kind of like not realized that he was there. And so once I had that, I was like, yeah, I just got to go. Yeah, who gonna? So I don't know anything about this team. This is a classic Sorare thing where I just like saw a good scorer. They had a good matchup this week, and I was like, oh, and I know Attic is a big Sorare Scandinavia player. People liked him, but like this is the defender. But they were talking about how disappointing he's been, and then all of a sudden somebody was like, I don't know, he looked a little better this week, and he's still taking like a bunch of set pieces, and they, like I said, their matchup was like decent this week. I forget what. I don't think I can search just by two Bundesliga, at least on Sorare Inside. But yeah, I think it was fine. I don't even know what I paid for it. It should be on this. I didn't do it more than a week ago, did I? Oh, here it is. 2 days ago for $7.73. Shouldn't I have like a green dot somewhere? Oh, there it is. These colors are too similar. Sorare, if you're listening, like this color and this color. But look how smart I look. Although these are just like Halloween cards now. But yeah, I'm hoping that if this hits the second streak this game week, I'm gonna have to buy more contender cards. I need 380 from this lineup. And I'm hoping to get, 200 from Barco. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm excited for this game week. As of right now, I'm excited because I still have everything. You would be smart if you sold them before the game week, but nobody was buying that. Like they're buying that whole price jump is just the new Halloween cards, and I don't have a Halloween version. So I don't think I would have been able to sell anyway. And you're right. Fun is more important. Tuggy did a Tuggy yesterday, accidentally won an auction for a card he didn't really want. Then he bought a stack instead. Yeah. Viva Vamos Rayo Vallecano. I mean, I got a bunch of essence from be like a bunch of lucky loser essence a while ago. But basically, what I was doing was bidding up to the price that I wanted on cards that I wanted or would be willing to take, and like that's it. And the number of people who bid on cards they don't want with the hope they don't win is wild to me. Yorkie, well, I'm excited for this weekend, heading north to watch the Newcastle game with my brother. That's fun. That's fun. Is that a little hashtag Sorare on tour, Yorkie will, or no? I know they sent you for that Liverpool game. I feel like they should send you some more. Just my opinion. Yeah, we'll see. I entered a bunch of arena this week too. We'll see how that goes, but yeah, we'll see. I'm also going to open a Football.Fun pack just while we're here. So here we go, right at the bottom here. I won enough for a pack, and so I'm gonna just open it here, a legendary pack, if you will. So if you don't follow Football.Fun, you own shares of all these players, and if they finish in the top 5 of their position, then you win these tournament points, which you turn into packs. So I own a bunch of Yamal. He did well. Now we get to open a pack. Oh, 2 packs. Let's go. Let's see. Okay. Dembele's hurt, but he's a nice player to have. Dembele, unbelievable. Christian Romero also hurt, and Declan Rice. Why is this one so big? Is it the Dembele? I guess 1,000 shares of all of those is pretty good. We'll do another one, and then I'm done. Upamecano, not bad. Bastoni. Give me Mbappe. Oh, I saw the Barcelona. I was like, but no, Kubarsi. And Eder Militao, who I also can't stand, 182. That's not bad. Not bad. He's pretty much back. Dembele, I think he was ruled out this morning. Like, I think Dembele already played and scored this midweek. Why did I think he was out? I swear I saw that today during the deadline show. Or maybe was it somebody else that was ruled out? Sorry, I'm getting a little choppy here. Yeah, here we go. After the press conference, there are now doubts over Dembele and Doué. If you had to guess which of these fantasy football games is still available in 5 years from now on, which one is it and why? Sorry, I was just doing something quickly here. So I don't know the financial situation of Sorare. I don't know it on Football.Fun either, but it feels like the amount of revenue that they have made from fees, which like Philly Dillis, I have to plead the fifth. I don't have to plead the fifth. It's more like because of the transparency of Football.Fun, where we know how much revenue they've made in fees, and I know that the company is like not that big. Now, that doesn't mean that they can't get bigger and blow all this money and all this and whatever. But the way that, or one of the things that Adam, who's the founder, who I talked to on stream last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, he said something like that they had 3 years of runway right now. And he was like, that doesn't include, if we do any fundraising or anything. And so they seem to be on a fairly solid financial base. And we all know that like Sorare had tons of money and doesn't have as much money right now. But it seems like they are more successful in selling cards now than ever in terms of like volume. And so I like to think that both are still around in 5 years. I just have we have more evidence isn't the right word, but like we have more proof that of Football.Fun's like financial status right now. I wouldn't. So Philly Dilly, I wasn't even including MFL in this. I just consider MFL like a way different product. He said, I would think MFL is pretty much guaranteed to be around. They don't have license deals and can adjust payouts, et cetera, as necessary. Football.Fun doesn't have any licenses either. They also they do have to pay like a Opta bill, but it's pretty small because they only do a handful of leagues. I would be confident that MFL is around in 5 years for sure. It's an interesting one because Football.Fun, it feels like their biggest competitor is, or the one that they look at as their biggest competitor is Football Manager, even though they're very different. Part of the reason I enjoy, or one of the things I really enjoy about MFL versus the idea of Football Manager, because again, I don't play it, is that you're playing against other people. It's not against a CPU or an AI or something, like what someone else does affects what you do and vice versa. And I like that. It's the same reason I've always liked fantasy sports, because you're competing against other people. And even if there is like in Sorare, a streak aspect to it, you still are against other people to win the biggest prizes. And um, I find that competitiveness fun. Um, but ultimately, again, going back to the beginning of like me doing content, I sure would love if all of them were still around in 5 years. And frankly, I would assume that if they were all still around in 5 years, or any of them around in 5 years, it means that they're much bigger than they are today. Um, Maybe not, but again, Sorare and Football.Fun are, well, actually, let me rephrase, because one of the big things about Football.Fun, and this came out in the stream yesterday with AJ, like they're expanding in other sports. They're going to have NFL, they're going to have NBA. He mentioned like they're looking in individual sports like F1, tennis, golf, and so they want to be like a giant fantasy platform. And Sorare wanted to be that for a while, and clearly slowed down on that, as they now still have just football, NBA, and NFL, or MLB, not NFL. So it's just a matter of um, what they want to do, if they want to change anything. But MFL, the audience of MFL, I actually don't know. I don't know if like a football management game has a bigger audience than a fantasy product. But again, I hope they're all thriving in 5 years, because it means that I have to means that I have more to talk about. They would have to rebrand. Who has to rebrand? Football.Fun would have to rebrand, because they already have. Um, Football.Fun is really sport.fun now. I just haven't, I can't get around saying it, but um, yeah, they're sport.fun. And yeah, so they're sport.fun like slash football now, or something like that. Um, so yes, they've already rebranded. I don't know if continuously calling it Football.Fun, because if you're only talking about the football product, makes sense. But um, yeah, I wonder if they'll change their logo too, because they have like a Football.Fun, like an FDF logo. Like this is the FDF logo right here. But Sport.Fun, actually, they do have a new logo. I take it back. They put it on their Discord. It's like an X. But Football.Fun is like their Twitter account, and so I don't know what they're going to do. Anyway, anything else you guys want to talk about? I don't know what I ended up talking about for the last hour and 15 minutes, but it was fun. We'll see. Anyway, um, yeah, I've got some MFL lineups or tactics to adjust for the afternoon games that I'll be having. I'm going to try to do an MFL video very shortly. And so um, everybody's rebounding this month. Yeah, I got MFL. Like I spent way too long like designing jerseys for my teams the other day, which you can do in game now. And so it's uh it's taken up a lot of time now. More time, but good time. I enjoy that part. Um, so yeah. Anyway, thanks everyone for coming. If you're interested, if you're here because you've been playing Sorare for a while and you have heard about MFL and heard about Football.Fun, but haven't really gotten into it, or just have questions about it, I'm happy to answer any questions. I do think that both platforms are very fun and entertaining and worth some time. And so if you want to get in, just let me know. Obviously, I have like affiliate codes that will get you something and get me something because that's how they work. But um, I I think there's never been a bad time to join MFL. I think now is a great time to join Football.Fun if you're looking just for another fantasy product that is very different than something that makes you think what does a potion do. Anyway, I'll be back Monday for Sorare Spotlight, probably to talk about potions, and then yeah, the rest of the content will follow soon after. So, thanks everyone for coming. Particularly, well, I guess everybody here is a member of the Laird Social Club, which is my Patreon. If you're not a member, watching this back and not a member and would like to get in, there's a link in the description of the video in order to join. It's patreon.com/Andrew M. Laird. Costs as little as $5 a month, which is probably way less money than you're spending trying to get wheel spins. Just saying. Anyway, thank you everybody for coming. Good luck with your lineups. Please make sure you get outside.